Hello everyone, thanks for dropping by. Hope you all had a Merry Christmas and hope you all have a Happy New Year the day after tomorrow. That is the Ferrari Daytona SP3. It was £3 million, but all 499 have been sold, but there's a few of them now on the second-hand market, but you've got to pay in the region of £4 million. Would I have one if I had that kind of income and lifestyle? Yeah, probably. After all, it's a Ferrari. But I'd like a woman like Vanessa Kirby from the Christmas greeting in the passenger seat, because that's the kind of woman you would generally attract if you were wealthy enough to have that kind of car. Anyway, enough about cars. As you know, this childlessness is becoming a major issue across the Western world, and this is starting to have a serious impact on the establishment and the media, because I found this. This is the Independent, and as you can read, it says boomers are grieving not becoming grandparents, but child-free millennials have little sympathy. And on there, according to younger Americans, the unspoken grief their parents feel about not having grandchildren isn't entirely unspoken. So I wonder what the parents think about the feminist mind virus now in their female grandchildren. No, female children, that is, sorry. It's a sort of a pity piece, and it's showing that the women being too picky and being feminist and not wanting men is having a grievous effect across the generations now. If you drop down, you got, amid falling birth rates, members of US adults opting to remain child-free. Boomer and Generation X are mourning the prospect of ever becoming grandparents. However, according to millennials themselves, the reason for not having children far outweigh the disappointment their parents may feel. Now, this started with an article in the New York Times. I've clicked on the New York Times, but like a lot of American sites I used to look at over the past few years, it's now residing behind a paywall, and I'm not paying money just to access the site for a video. But it says the article stated that older Americans may experience a deep sense of longing and loss when their children opt out of parenthood. I wonder what they feel about their daughters getting the feminist mind virus. And it says that indeed there's an increasing number of Americans who have decided not to have children. A 2021 survey from Pew Research found 44% of adults said it's not at all or very likely that they will have children someday. 44% are probably feminists. Meanwhile, a little more than half of adults 50 and older had at least one grandchild, down from nearly 60% in 2014. And then we have the reasons, more yada yada. Some young Americans took issue with the idea that their parents' complaints about not having children could go unspoken, considering a major topic of conversation for some families at the dinner table. I can imagine what it's like. And then we have one of the reasons, same as in South Korea, house prices in America and the cost of childcare, financial impact of raising the children in America has influenced younger adults to remain child-free. In 2020, average Americans paid $1,202 per month in home ownership costs, but that's gone up to £1,510 a month. It's the same over here in Britain. And then the Federal Housing Agency, house prices across America rose 6.6%. And coming with the elected president, Trump has suggested using federal land to address housing shortage. The Republican National Committee performs states as they plan on promoting home ownership by using tax incentives and helping first-time buyers. Well, it's all very well building lots of houses. You've seen photographs of American suburbia. The shops are virtually non-existent. You need schools, you need shops, but most importantly, you need places where Americans can go and work. Factories making things. None of that is ever shown on these maps. It's just masses and masses and masses of houses. If you buy a house, where you're going to earn your wage, your income, where you're going to send any children to school, where you're going to do your shopping. You never see these things in American suburban. It's just rows and rows and rows of houses. A lot of them are today standing empty. So Trump has got his work cut out if he's going to simply have houses being built without the supporting infrastructure of the people who live there, i.e. shops, schools, and most importantly, a place to work. And he says, the platform also plans to cut unnecessary regulations and raise price of housing on to reduce mortgage rates by slashing inflation. Good luck with that. And then we just got the 2 comments. Now, as I said, a lot of the things are now behind a paywall. This is a classic example. This is the Mail Online. This is Petrona Wyatt. She's an arch feminist. She was playing around. She had an affair with Boris Johnson, of all people, and she's single, childless and alone. Feminism has failed me and my generation. Well, you can see I can't access the article because it's behind a paywall. But I'll cut the links below, and if you click on that, you got to the comments. There's 1,500. Best to look on the worst and understand what she's saying. Also highlight the time of the article. One Australian woman is down at the hands of her male partner every 4 days. That is not to demonise men, but needs to be balanced. Yes, we want to be loved, but not at the expense of our safety. Rightly so. And then somebody replies, more than 2/3 of victims of male violence are male, while 83% of victims of female violence are female. Why aren't we talking about that? Because it doesn't go against the narrative. Feminism didn't fail you, allow you to reach financial independence as a single woman with your own bank account, allowed you to make the life choices you make. Many women in previous generations, click more, didn't have this privilege. Modern feminism fails everyone. And this is the only thing I found about men. Being single, childless and alone can actually be lots of fun and very fulfilling. I'm in that category, but I'm a man. That's about the only thing I found flicking through this is reliant on MGTOW. Men going their own way. I'm single. I know children, never been in a relationship, but I'm all right. I'm quite happy being on my own, but then I've been on my own for the bulk of my life, so at least I've got no complaints about feminism. I'm just sat on the sideline watching society self-destruct through the feminist mind virus. But to finish off this quick one, I found this. This is a load of feminists talking the usual things, that breeding is a fairly limited view of feminism. Plenty of feminists have children. The people complaining about feminism should take off the blinkers and check out the reality of modern families. The reality of modern families is after a while she might get bored and she takes off his stuff. And agreed as a feminist, I only care that women aren't oppressed based on their sex. I'm happy for people to get married and have kids of their own free will. And where's the one? This one, which is why I fully support single mothers by choice. You really don't need a man until the bills come in and you find that your income can't cover them. But anyway, as it is, this feminism mind virus is affecting intergenerational relationships now, and the number of grandparents is becoming fewer and fewer, and 6 years from now we got 2030, and half of American women are going to be childless and single, and the storm is starting to break. I might do one next week, but as I said, a lot of the things I've been looking at in the past few years are now behind a paywall. So if I don't do any one next Monday in the new year, then you'll understand why. I won't be doing one the week after because I said in my Christmas broadcast I'm away, but I might have to dramatically cut back these MGTOW videos because the source material is behind paywalls and I'm not paying money just to access them. But for this one, I think I'm on the 15 minutes now, so you know the routine, people. Like, dislike, comment, subscribe, etc. As always, it's completely up to you. So until the new year, have a happy one, and I might get to you maybe in late January or February. But for now, that's it for this one. Bye-bye.